Hey everyone! So most of you can probably have probably heard about the Euros, right? Big soccer tournament, bunch of European teams clashing it out in a international style tournament, except it's only Europeans, kind of like World War One. Yeah, almost exactly like World War One until America got involved. Um, Other than that, though, I don't think enough people are realizing that other tournaments still exist, like the Copa America. That's happening right now. I'm not watching that though. I'm talking about one that's going to start up soon, and I'm making this video way in advance, so it's outdated by the time we're gonna watch this. But I'm talking about the CONCACAF Gold Cup. It's basically the Euros, except it's all a bunch of North American and Caribbean countries, which does make it a lot less interesting because a lot of the teams suck a lot more than the likes of the Czech Republic or something like that, right? Which also makes it surprisingly entertaining because every now and then you just see someone miss a throw-in. I don't know how you can do that, but it is possible. Further or not, I want to predict this tournament, but there is a problem. At the time of recording, there's not everyone has qualified yet. I know. I probably should have seen that in advance, but I don't have the time to just have 4 days to record a video, so I am doing the voiceover for it now. So that's why I'm also going to be predicting the last little parts of the qualifiers. And I'm doing this entirely on the fly, so it's going to be a lot of pauses for me to find things. I'll probably just edit a lot of it. Point number 1. For the prelims, there are a total of, let me count them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 12 teams wanting to go on to the next round. And I'm just going to tell you, out of these prelims and teams, for majority of them, I have no idea how good they are or their skill level. So my choices will probably be very, very wrong. But I'm just going to go off the ones I've heard are good and maybe throw in a surprise every now and then. So the first game we have is Haiti versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It looks a lot like grenades. It's Grenadine. I don't want to butcher the name of a country, so I'm just going to say a country with a flag that's blue, yellow, green, and a little bit more green in the middle. I see Haiti going through, not just because they're the better team, which I've seen from World Cup qualifiers, but simply because I don't want to keep on pronouncing that other country's name for the rest of this video. So Haiti will go through to the next round. Then we have Bermuda versus Barbados. Now, if you're asking me, on a good day, I think Bermuda would be the one to advance. But I'm going to throw a curveball here. Barbados. My reason why? I like the look of their flag. Come on. It's got like these little pointy things and looks like a bootleg version of Romania. So, that's already boosting it up. Bermuda just looks like some regular old English colony, which it is. So, Barbados goes through. Aha. Then we have Guatemala versus Guyana. I've actually seen Guyana play a game before, and they were not very good. So Guatemala already goes through. Also saw their scores in the World Cup qualifiers and kind of figured that they're worthy of that spot anyway. So Guatemala is going through to the next round of the prelims. Guadeloupe and the Bahamas. I'm going to say the Bahamas, but I'm not thinking that they're going to go through very far either. So, yeah, Guadeloupe. Just because your flag is just a rip-off of France, no. You're not going through. Trinidad and Tobago and Montserrat. I want to say this is a tougher one. I know Trinidad had a little bit of a glory run back in 2017 for the World Cup qualifiers in 2018, and they beat the United States. That's saying something. So they already have that kind of level. But I've been looking at current World Cup qualifiers, and they honestly kind of suck. So I'm gonna put Montserrat in for that next spot, and the final spot of the final round of the prelims, Cuba versus Guyana French. Oh, I've seen these guys play as well. French Guyana is another way to say it. Yeah, Cuba's way better. So Cuba's gonna go through. Last word, best final. So now we're left with the next round. Haiti versus Barbados. I'm going to say Haiti goes through on this one. They're a regular in the Gold Cup. They'll make it again. So I'm going to spot in Haiti taking the first spot in the prelims. Then we have Guatemala versus Guadeloupe. Bahamas. Guatemala goes through. Because I just want to say, they've been eliminated from World Cup qualifiers, but looking at their results, they got really close to Croatia, and I don't think I'm pronouncing that nation right, but they were like 1 goal away from going through, and I think they are worthy of that. So I'm putting Guatemala to go into the Gold Cup. And then we have Montserrat and Cuba. Both these teams kind of suck. But I'm going to put Cuba just because I know them more, and America's probably going to send off some player to play for them just temporarily to get them through. So, yeah, Cuba's going to... I was imagining Cuba with, like, Christian Pulisic for no reason at all. Like, oh, yeah, I changed my passport for, like, a day just to play for Cuba against Montserrat, you know. It's normal business affairs. So I'm putting in for the prelims. Teams advancing are Haiti, Guatemala, and Cuba. And those are probably the favorites to go through anyway. But I did add in some surprises, so, you know, I hope you enjoyed those. But that's going to be the next people to go into the Gold Cup. I will now decide who else decides to be successful in this tournament. Give me a second. Okay, so I have figured out what the bracket would look like after these prelims take place. And I'm just going to walk you through how these groups look, and I'm going to go game by game for it, just for you guys to know, just because I think it gives you a better understanding of which team is powerful. You can just skip through the video a little bit. This is a longer one. First of all, you got Group A is going to be Mexico, El Salvador, Croatia. I don't know how to pronounce the nation. I'm just going to call it Yellow Line Country with stars. Yeah. And they would be going up with Cuba as well, because I put them through to go and beat the one that looks like a ripoff of Britain again. Then we have Group B. I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup because you got USA and Canada in the same group. Wow. Then you got Montenegro, and I put in Haiti to go into the next round. So that one will be a little bit interesting. Then we got in Group C, Costa Rica, Jamaica, Suriname, and one of the last teams I put in to go through Guatemala, which I think could spice things up a little bit. Group C is kind of like the low ground group, but Group D is the one that's most surprising because I think it's something to do with the qualifications and the fact that the World Cup's being hosted in Qatar, because Group D contains Honduras, okay, Panama, okay, Grenada, okay, cool, and Qatar. A Middle Eastern Asian country is competing in the North American tournament of things. I don't know how that works. There's probably a lot behind it. It's probably because they don't have to compete in their tournament because they're already in the World Cup, blah, 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 blah. But I guess they're like, hey, because we're doing the World Cup, can we just enter this tournament for no reason? Yeah, sure, why not? Pay us more, you know? So, yeah, Qatar is in for, like, no reason at all. I would love to go see them win, though. That'd be hilarious. The first time a non-North American team wins in a North American tournament. That would be funny. I'm just going to make my quick predictions here. I'm actually not going to go game by game. I changed my mind. Simply because you guys are going to lose interest if you find out this video is 40 minutes. So I'm going to keep it down to like 20 or something. I bet you it's going to be longer than 20 or something. But my choice is Group A. I think the order looks pretty clear. It's going to be Mexico at the top of the group. I think that was a really easy decision. The second decision for that second spot, that's a little bit harder. I'm thinking in between El Salvador and Croatia, but I think Croatia would have a little bit more trouble against Cuba for no reason, just because why not? So I am putting El Salvador to go through that second spot. It's kind of the obvious choice for Group A, but may as well spice it up. Group B, this is USA, Canada, Montenegro, and I put in Haiti. Now, also, for the last group, I also put in Cuba to be last spot. Sorry, I didn't add that in. For Group B, though, I think USA are going to top off the group, win all the games. Well, no. Actually, I'm going to change that up. They're going to tie against Canada. Simply because I'm Canadian and I'm biased, you have to accept it. But it doesn't change how Canada's results are going to be, because Canada's just going to take that second spot anyway. Simply because they, random reason. They tie against, no, actually, you know what? I'm changing that up. USA and Canada tie on points, but USA goes through for a higher goal difference. Will be the reason. So USA will top the group. Canada will take second. Then definitely Haiti taking that third spot. I don't think Haiti would be able to put up a fight against Canada like how they did in the most recent Gold Cup. Simply because of I would say the nervous factor because of the World Cup qualifiers and stuff. And then Montenegro, yeah, fine, you're bottom of the group. Group C, okay, we got Costa Rica, Jamaica, Suriname, and Guatemala. I'm just going to say, like, right out of the gate, this is going to be one of the most messed up groups there are. So I'm going to make some really messed up decisions that are probably going to upset a couple people if you guys care about North America. I am putting Costa Rica at the top of this group instead of Jamaica. But not just that, I'm going to absolutely obliterate Jamaica here. Sorry, but Guatemala takes second spot. Whoa! You guys probably don't know why that's big, but it's kind of because they came out of the prelims. But I think, just based off what I'm seeing from the World Cup qualifiers and other Gold Cup games, they're a really good squad. And I'm pretty sure it's basically an all-even level for that group. Like, I will say, you gotta have some bias for Costa Rica and Jamaica. They are already into that final stage of the World Cup qualifiers. But I gotta put some credit on Guatemala's name. I think they're gonna do a lot of damage. So I'm putting Guatemala into that second spot and advancing. Then you have Suriname and Jamaica left. Jamaica will get that third spot and Suriname will take fourth. Not saying that Suriname's bad. I've been looking at their gameplay because they were in the same group as Canada, so obviously I followed them. And they actually did really well for, Suriname. But they're just put into a group where it can go anyway, and they ended up on the bottom of it, in my opinion. So advancing teams will be Costa Rica and Guatemala. Jamaica's out, which is a little bit of a surprise. Then we have the last group. We have Grenada, Qatar, Panama, and Honduras. I am definitely putting Honduras on the top of this group, but to change it up a little bit, because I think Qatar have been training a lot for the World Cup, Qatar will take that second spot, Panama will take the third one, and Grenada would go into the last one. Don't question my reasoning. It's just that fact that I know that Panama kind of suck now. It's kind of obvious. Sure, they're into that final round of qualifying, but I don't think they're going to make it as far as they did in 2018. So it's definitely going to be, well, in my opinion, Honduras take that first spot, but Qatar will take that second spot. So that actually figures out who is in what spot. Give me a quick second to just do some calculations and who's in which game. Okay, based on my predictions, I finally figured out what the bracket would kind of look like. Let's just start off with the first game. It would be El Salvador versus Honduras, which is a tougher game to figure out than you think. I think I'm going off Olympic qualifiers for this one. Like, I know for the Olympic qualifications, the teams are much younger than their actual teams for Olympic standards and stuff. But because of that, I saw games in between. Well, I saw kind of rankings in between Honduras and El Salvador in those last couple ones. And I know these two countries actually have history that go towards war when it comes to soccer or football, whatever you like to say. And I think it's going to be a very tense one. And I personally believe that Honduras is going to win over in this one. So Honduras is going to topple El Salvador in the first quarterfinal game to go through into the semifinals. Then you have the second game. You have the United States versus Guatemala. I rip Guatemala. I mean, I know you've been making a really good run. You're the only team from the prelims that I predicted would make it into the quarterfinals, but come on. You're going up against the United States of America. You literally have no chance. So taking that into effect, I am going to be eliminating Guatemala from the picture. I know, sad. I really felt for you, Guatemala, but it's time. The United States have called, and the United States are going to go on into that other semifinal. Then we have the second to last quarterfinal to deal with. Then you got Mexico versus Qatar. This is the one that's the hardest to predict because, first of all, Mexico is a World Cup nation and stuff. But I've never seen these two countries play against each other, right? Like they've never faced off. They've never been in the same market to compare each other, right? You don't know how Middle Eastern's market of soccer is compared to Mexico's and the Caribbean and North America. But just based off of, I think, endurance alone It's going to be a Mexico victory, so goodbye Qatar. I know you kind of snuck your way into this tournament, but it's not time right now. So Qatar will be eliminated, and Mexico would advance. And then for the last quarterfinal, I believe we have Costa Rica versus Canada, which is a little bit of a curveball for me, because Costa Rica is a World Cup worth nation, correct? They haven't been, based on what I'm seeing from friendlies, they haven't been showing what I think they'd be showing at this rate for being a World Cup worthy squad. I think Canada has went through more because they had to go through a harder path for the World Cup qualifiers. They're more match fit and they know each other more fluently. And also Costa Rica's team is old by now. Come on, Kendall Watson's not going to be able to hold on for much longer. I know this because he's a Whitecap player or a former Whitecap player. He was really good too. Emphasis on was. Now he's old. So I'm going to put in, just maybe it's a little bias, maybe it's accurate, but I'm going to put Canada to go through Costa Rica, which will eventually lead us to an even more horrifying match, which is great. But for now, let's focus on the semifinals, which have been decided. In the top corner, we have Honduras and the United States. Woo, yeah. Oh my goodness, who could possibly win this one? I'm going to switch it up a little bit, guys. I'm going to flip the script. Full hawk mode, you know. I'm going to say, drumroll please, Honduras defeat the United States. Gasp, gasp. Now you may be wondering, why on earth are you believing this, right? How could the United States, they have Dest and Pulisic and that one redhead guy who plays for some German team, and goalie who plays for Man City, technically not really playing for them, right? You know, they have a powerful squad, but I think they're going to topple under the pressure, which I think would be, like, uncharacteristic of them. You guys know that. I mean, they did just win the inaugural Nations League for CONCACAF. And it was against Mexico, and they were able to topple them over. But you know what? I want to spice it up, and also the USA's national team. I kind of want to see a Trinidad-Tobago situation again. I know, boo me, boo me. But Honduras is going through to that final, because why not, baby? Honduras, you are through. I would like to point out that for every single game I've predicted so far, Honduras has won. So, Honduras are on a winning streak. Damn. Then on the other side of the bracket, we have a game I didn't want to see that happen, but Canada versus Mexico. Mexico's going through. There's really no denying it. If you've seen past games in between Canada and Mexico, you're not getting a result you like, Canadians. Mexico's about to go partying in the streets before the pregame even started, like 2 days in advance, because they already know they're going through. I've seen so many heartbreaks and stuff for Canada and blah, 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 and they've never beaten them before. They're not going to beat them now, okay? I think it's going to be a clear Mexico victory, and they're going to keep on defeating Canada in the World Cup qualifiers as well, and it's going to be everything, and Canada's going to be sad, and Mexico's going to be happy. Mexico's going to go down into that final against Honduras, which leaves us into a very peculiar situation. Who will win between Honduras and Mexico? That's a tough one, you know. They both played each other in the Olympic qualifying, but those are their younger squads, right? Yet again, Mexico's team is really young, except for the guys they play in Europe, right? Like Chicharito and stuff. But, I would say, for the final, drumroll please. That was a really bad drum roll for myself. I'll add in some sort of sound later, maybe. The winner of the Gold Cup will be psych! I'm going to roll a dice for this one. I'm going onto a website, and I'm going to see what number it comes up with. Okay, going onto the website. Random number... Or actually, I've seen this thing before. Random soccer score generator, blah, blah, blah. Sorry for my slow typing. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I'm trying to figure out... I'm trying to find a good one where you can put in your own, Oh, I think I've used this one before. Give me a second. Ah, yes, I've used this one before, and it's actually really effective, so just give me a quick second. So home team, I'm just gonna say Mexico, and away team, I'm just gonna say Honduras. Equal. I'm gonna put host a bit stronger than visitors. Host motivation and morale. I'm gonna say high. Extremely high. Balanced. How do Mexico's tactics really go? I'm gonna say it's a lot of attacking style. Honduras is more of like a counter-attack type of thing. Yeah, and here we're gonna go. Proceed to match, and we're about to kick off the game, and the game's begun. It's still 0-0 into the 10th minute, 15th minute. Possession a little bit on the side of Mexico. A lot of attempts and shots on goal for Mexico over Honduras. Mexico, it's halftime right now. Mexico, it's really even. The score, it's 1-0 for Mexico. A defender has scored for Mexico. I don't know which one, but Mexico's winning the final right now. So it's not looking too... Oh, and Honduras has tied it up. Never mind. Honduras just took the lead. Honduras is making 3-1. Honduras win 4-1 against Mexico in the final. Oh my goodness gracious. That was incredible. Honduras have defeated Mexico out of nowhere. I mean, here's how the score went. 46th minute, just before halftime ends, Mexico scores, lowering the morale of Honduras. 68th minute, Honduras ties it up. 75th minute, Honduras takes the lead. 82nd minute, Honduras makes that lead go even farther to 3-1, and just in the end of stoppage time, to kill the morale of Mexico, they score again in the 94th minute. Oh my goodness, it's going to be an entertaining final, folks. I hope you all got your excitement hats on. Yeah, actually, I was looking at the statistics. First half, really dominated by Mexico. But the farther the game went, the more Honduras seemed to dominate, which I don't think I would really expect in a realistic game. But you know what? It was fun. I enjoyed it. And Honduras wins. Congratulations, Honduras. Yay.